My marriage is just 2 years old. I work as an accountant in a secondary school. 2 months after we got married, my husband collected my ATM card. My salary is 110,000 naira. Whenever my salary comes, my husband withdraws the whole salary, takes 70k and gives me the rest. He will still insist I use the money to buy things for the house and also for transportation to work. After 3 months, I asked him what he does with the money. He would tell me he adds it to his business, tailoring materials. I complained to my mom and she told me not to worry because he is my husband. Some months later, I told him I needed to change my wardrobe and get some new shoes for work. So I'll need all the money for that month. He called me a stupid woman, that I should manage the ones I have. When I refused, he beat me with his belt. I told my employer everything. Then she told me to open another account, that my salary will be divided into two, 55k in my old account and 20k in my new account. She said I should tell my husband that the school is downsizing and they are retaining me with the condition that my salary will be reduced to 50k. When I told him, he didn't even bother. When my next salary came, he collected 40k and gave me 10k. I was angry and asked him how does he expect me to go to work. Then I also questioned him what he used the money for. He beat me badly and kicked my stomach. I miscarried the baby I was carrying. After I was discharged, he told me that if I ever question his authority again, he would disfigure me. This is someone I dated for 1 year and 7 months with no form of violence. Though our church does not support visiting our intended husband alone, so I didn't have the opportunity to study him the way I should. My mother had an accident and I wanted to send her money. I told my husband that I would need 15,000 when my salary is paid. He told me that I won't give my mother anything because his mom needs a deep freezer for her fish business. I just didn't say anything. I sent some of the money that I have been saving in my other account to my mother. A week later, his mom had an accident in a keke when she went to buy fish. He told me to take a loan from my office so he can add the one that he has to treat his mom. I told him to use the one that he has been saving from my salary and I won't do what he asked me. And he should remember what he told me when my mom had an accident. Then 2 months later, he returned my ATM card because my salary was no longer coming. I told him to hold on to it, that I won't take it again. He went in to bring his belt to beat me. I used a curtain pipe on the floor of the sitting room to hit his neck. He told everyone I wanted to kill him. His people told me to apologize. I said over my dead body. On that day, I got a car, packed my belongings and left. I told the woman I worked for as a nanny in her house after my secondary school about everything. She sent me 450,000 to get an apartment, which I have done and moved in. My pastor said we should resolve the matter. For the first time in my life, I insulted my pastor and told him it shall not be well with him. I have apologized to my pastor, but I won't go back to the devil of a husband. Now, my mom says if I don't go back to my husband, that it will break her heart. And she would, because my mom is diabetic and hypertensive. My father is late. How should I convince my mom to understand that I can't go back? Please, I need your advice.